Have you ever come across people who live like parasites? My name is Violet, and I have met 3 such people. My in-laws are your classic definition of leeches. They never worked hard and always wanted more than they could afford. My husband, Nate, was the only successful member and quickly became the cash cow for my in-laws. When I was dating Nate, I had no idea how bad things were. He did warn me, but I've refused to believe him. After getting married, I saw just how bad his parents Ben and Donna were. He also had a brother Shane who is the golden child and never worked a day in his life. He's not a teenager though, he's a grown adult in his 20s. Because of my in-laws, Nate and I had to sacrifice a lot. Nate has a good job while I was a stay-at-home wife. It was our joint decision since Nate worked a stressful job and needed someone to take care of him. We were okay with this arrangement. However, money was always tight because his family took away half of his salary. He paid their rent and utilities along with ours. They were never happy with it. They said,
"Nate, you need to put in more money towards us. It's not fair you spend so much on your wife. She can get a job if she wants money." "Yeah, we are a 3-person family. We deserve more money. What are you giving is not enough. Do you want to see us in poor condition?"
"He just wants to keep his useless housewife happy. I don't know why he pays for her. All she does is lounge around the house and look at her phone."
"I always told you not to spend on the wedding so much, yet you gave in to everything Violet said. Now you have no money for us. That's not what a good son would do." The emotional blackmail never stopped. Surprisingly, the in-laws never made Shane work. He stayed with them, and Nate was stuck paying for his expenses as well. I never complained because I knew family is important. However, I had no idea that I would somehow become a victim of my in-laws. It all started when Donna and Ben got sick one after another. The hospital bills racked up, and the entire situation was pretty stressful for us all. One day, Nate returned home from the office looking very upset. I could tell something was bothering him. I started to feel concerned about him and told him to talk to me. Nate said, "Violet, my parents are very sick. They're having a hard time managing on their own. I really don't know what to do. You know Shane will be of no help." "Oh my God, how bad is it? I know they have been to the hospital, but I thought they were doing okay." "They are much better now, but they still need some help around the house. Besides, their medical bills are still pending. I don't know how I will clear those bills and pay the rent for 2 houses at the same time."
"I'm so sorry, Nate. I can see it's stressing you out. Please tell me if I can help in any way. I am willing to help for your sake."
"I'm glad you asked, Violet. I was wondering if you would be willing to go live with them.
It'll be for a short while. Our lease will end next month anyway. If we live with my parents, I can save rent on one house. That way, they'll get some help and I'll be able to clear their medical bills too." "It's a lot to think about, Nate. But if that's what makes you happy, we can go live with them. I think I should warn you. If they treat me unfairly, I will leave."
"I will make sure they won't do that. You're already sacrificing a lot for them. This time if they mess up, I won't take it lightly. Consider this the last favour you do for me."
We set some ground rules and then Nate proceeded to inform his parents about the arrangement. From what I could make out, they were pretty happy with everything. Somehow, instead of reassuring me, it kind of set off alarm bells in my head. I was praying to God that I don't end up regretting my decision. I would later realise that my worst fears would come to light. With everything set, Nate and I packed up and moved in with my in-laws. They had a spare guest room that we used as our bedroom. Shane made some noise about needing the room for his personal reasons, but Nate shut that down real quick. His parents were surprisingly warm and welcoming towards us. I suspect it was because they knew they had to be in Nate's good books. However, things were about to take a drastic turn. As soon as Nate would leave for the office, my in-laws would pounce on me with a long list of chores. I moved in with them because I thought I would be helping them out. Instead, I was somehow stuck doing absolutely everything on my own. I did their laundry, cleaning, cooking, dishes, mowing the lawn, fixing things, driving them to places, etc. Ben and Donna just had problems with diabetes and recovered pretty fast. However, they acted like they were paralysed people. I was okay with doing the work for Donna and Ben. They were getting old, and I didn't have the heart to make sick people work. However, everyone expected me to do Shane's work as well. Shane did nothing all day. He got up late, demanded I make his favourite breakfast, stayed in his room, and littered all over, and only came down for meals. Even during meals, he sat at the table and complained. He never did it around dinner, because he knew Nate would crack down on him. But when he wasn't around, Shane always said,
"Why do you cook this crap every day? You know I don't eat this shit. Who the hell likes veggies anyway?"
"It's a balanced meal, Shane. There is meat in it as well. You can ignore the veggies if you want."
"I don't like this dish at all. Go make me something else. I feel like having lasagna today. Oh, for dinner, make me a steak."
"Do you really expect me to start making you lasagna right now? It will take hours. I just finished cooking 2 meals today and still have to prepare for dinner. Why don't you make yourself something?"
"How dare you talk to me like that? I don't cook. I'm a man. Women should do the cooking. My brother is looking after you for a reason. It's your job to feed and work for his family." "No, I'm only responsible for taking care of Nate. All this is extra that I took on. Besides, Ben and Donna are sick. You are just as fit as a fiddle, so you need to help out more."
Hearing this, Shane called out to his parents in the classic man-child fashion. It was so funny that I would have laughed, except I was mentally and physically exhausted and had no time to go laughing at a loser. Ben and Donna came down running. They sure appeared to be fine when defending their son. They heard the tale from Shane and said,
"Violet, how dare you tell my son to help? This is your job as a housewife. Nate didn't marry you to be a parasite in this family." "Yes, you have some nerve staying in my house and telling my son to do your job. He's a man and doesn't have to do feminine work. That's what you are here for." "I am not your servant. I am already doing a lot for you guys. The least he can do is make his own meals if he doesn't like mine. Shane literally does nothing but sit around." "What he does is none of your business. Now go make him a lasagna. If that's what my baby wants, he will get it. There is no room for argument." "I don't want it anymore. I changed my mind. Violet can give me some money for takeout. That will make up for insulting me today." I was pissed, but knew that arguing with them would be pointless, so I took the money out of my pocket and gave it to Shane. It was a bad day for me. I wanted to cry. However, I didn't do that. Instead, I told myself that my time would come. No one knew that I was already collecting evidence of their misbehaviour. I had some recordings on my phone and proof that Shane regularly asked me for money. I wanted to first try and salvage the situation. To be honest, I didn't want to stress Nate any more than he already is. He worked hard to take care of us all, and I wanted to give him something in return. Somehow, I managed to live with them for 6 months. Their behaviour never changed. Instead, their demands escalated day by day. Shane still wasn't working on contributing in any way. Nate was constantly berating him for being unemployed. Shane never talked back to him. However, when Nate was gone, he took that anger out on me. He made me clean his room, cook him meals, and even do his laundry. If I refused, he would complain to Ben and Donna. Then, the 3 of them would corner me and verbally abuse me till I gave in. Slowly, I was starting to hit rock bottom. The worst thing happened just when the 6th month came to an end. It was a horrible July with bad thunderstorms. Nate had to be away on a business trip that weekend. Our area was on high alert for tornadoes. Everyone was worried, and even Nate had a hard time being away from us. Just when I was finishing up lunch, Shane came down from his room and said, "Ew, you made that shit food again. Why can't you just follow my damn instructions?" "Donna and Ben are both diabetic, Shane. We can't have rich and oily food every day for health reasons." "How many times do I have to tell you to make my meals separately? You are such a lazy witch. I wonder what Nate ever saw in you. Since you don't want to cook, you could go get me McDonald's." "Are you insane? There is a tornado alert out there. Do you really want me to go out in this weather?" "Don't be dramatic. It's not that serious. Besides, this is your job. You need to go get me something or make me a new meal from scratch. Oh, my room is also very dirty. You've been slacking off. You better go clean today." "Absolutely not. I am not doing your work
any more. I already have a lot on my plate with stocking groceries and preparing for the storms. From now on, if you don't like anything, you can go cook your own food. You are a grown man, so clean your damn room on your own.
What did you just say? Just wait till Mum and Dad hear about this. You will pay for talking to me like this.
Shane, as usual, called Ben and Donna. At that moment, I knew shit was about to hit the fan, so I got my phone out and started to record. Ben and Donna came down and Shane cried to them about how bad I was treating him. They said,
"You have no shame, Violet. We have told you multiple times that our son won't do a woman's job. You never listen to us. You're an ungrateful witch who's wasting Nate's money."
"I always knew this little witch is a leech. See, I was right. How dare you mistreat my son in my own house? We've been hosting you and you have no gratitude." I am tired of working like a dog for you guys. All you three do is sit and complain. There is just so much a person can take. Besides, I'm working enough for this household. You are the ones who are living like parasites.
How dare you insult us and call us parasites? It's Nate's duty to look after his parents. And you, as the daughter-in-law, are responsible for taking care of us.
Telling her won't work anymore. She's gone too far. We need to teach her a lesson. Ben, since it is our house, you are no longer welcome here, Violet. If you can't respect us and do your job, you need to get out.
Yes, Mum, Dad, kick her out. That will teach her a lesson not to disrespect us in our house.
With that, Donna grabbed me by my arm and took me towards the door. Before I could react, she pushed me out the door and locked it behind her. I fell on the wet grass and scratched my hands and knees. I immediately got up and went banging on their door. I said, "No, you can't kick me out. What is wrong with you? There's a tornado coming and the thunderstorm is already here. You can't keep me outside."
Stop shouting, Violet. It'll be of no use. This will be the perfect lesson for you. Now you will know what it feels like not to have a roof over your head.
This is inhumane. You need to let me in. I can't stay out in the storms. It's not safe. I'm already drenched to the bone. Cry as much as you want. We will protect our son first. A girl like you needs to know her place.
Now, go away before I call the police.
I was still banging on their door and crying. The trio just turned and left to their rooms. In a matter of seconds, I was completely soaked and started to shiver from the cold. The storms were already in full force and I was scared for my life. Just when I had given up hope, a neighbour lady approached me and told me to come with her. I followed her to the house and was finally relieved. She was an old woman who lived next door. She had heard the entire thing and decided to help me. Guys, as soon as I reached the neighbour's house, I broke down in sobs. I knew it was time to finally stand up for myself. The neighbour lady helped me and gave me fresh clothes. She even comforted me while I cried on her sofa. But as the storms died down, rage boiled in me and my resolve grew stronger. I immediately called Nate when the network was better. I said, "Nate, there is something I need to tell you."
What happened, Violet? Is everything okay? Has the storm passed? I can see it in the news.
Yes, the tornado didn't happen, but there was a bad thunderstorm. Don't worry, the weather has calmed down.
Oh, then what's wrong, dear? Tell me immediately. I'm getting anxious.
Your parents kicked me out today. I'm at the neighbour's house. I'm calling you from here.
What? That's impossible. Why the hell would they kick you out in this weather?
I'm so sorry, Nate. I tried my best to help your family, but they have been verbally abusing me and overworking me. They kicked me out because I refused to remake a meal for Shane or get takeout for him.
That is insane. How do they just kick you out like that?
If you don't believe me, I will send some videos. You can watch them and then make a decision. I hung up and sent the videos to Nate. Additionally, the neighbour lady called him and told him what she had witnessed herself. Nate was quiet for some time, told me that he will be back soon. My in-laws, on the other hand, didn't even try to contact me till then. They were peacefully staying at the house and didn't even want to know if I was safe. However, an hour after I talked to Nate, they started to blow up my phone. When I picked up, they called me back into the house. I went there to have a final confrontation. I said, "What do you want now? After kicking me out, you had no regard for my safety. What's the point of calling me back here? We made a mistake, Violet. Things happen sometimes. We are family. Don't be mad at us. We will apologise to you.
Yes, we can just apologise and move on. Even Shane here will say sorry. Let's just put it past us. I'm sorry, Violet. This will never happen again. We were being stupid.
Wow, that's some change in your behaviour. What brought this on, may I ask? Nate called us today. He was pretty upset at us. He said he will look past this if you forgive us.
Yeah, if you don't, then he would stop supporting us. You know, we are sick and old. Please don't hold a grudge. Without Nate's support, we will be homeless.
Good, because that's what you deserve. People who have no empathy for others should not be shown mercy. I will tell Nathan that I won't live with you three anymore, and I don't accept your apology. What Nate does after this is completely his choice. As soon as I said that, the trio started to beg and plead for mercy. They kept repeating that they are sorry and it won't happen again. Shane even dared to say that kicking me out was a small joke that went too far and that holding grudges is a childish thing. I never paid any attention to them. I gathered some of my things and went to the neighbour's house. I also called and told Nate that I will never forgive my in-laws again. Nate took my decision very seriously. He flew back a day early and went straight to my in-laws. Then he came back and told me that he wasn't going to support them anymore. He was tired of them treating me unfairly, and it was enough. Nate decided to stop sending them rent or paying for their medical bills. He also won't be giving them any allowance as such. Shane would be completely responsible for Donna and Ben. How he would do that was none of my business. Nate and I then started to look for a new place. We got lucky because one of his colleagues was renting out one of his apartments. We jumped at the offer and started to move our things the next day. Nate also profusely thanked the neighbour lady for protecting me when he couldn't. Suffice to say, we will continue to keep in touch with her. Meanwhile, Ben, Donna and Shane thought that Nate was bluffing. They did ask for forgiveness but never actively tried to improve their situation. So the following month, when Nate didn't send them money, my in-laws were in big trouble. They started to blow up our phones and even call me horrible things. Nate and I simply blocked them on our phones. Any relative who felt sorry for them was sent proof of their misbehaviour, and that shut them up real quick. It's been a long time since then. Nate no longer sends them any money. We know that Shane was forced to work in a warehouse and earns very little. The three of them live in a small camper and things are not looking good for them. Me and Nate, on the other hand, have finally put the down payment on our dream home. I'm also currently pregnant and expecting our first child. We are looking forward to our new life away from the leeches that are my in-laws.